Welcome to Ready, Set, Collaborate with Wanda Pearson. This is where ideas spark, connections grow, and collaborations fuse success. Tune in for inspiring stories, expert insights, and game-changing conversations. Let's build, connect, and thrive together. Remember, collaboration is the key to success.
Welcome to the Ready, Set, Collaborate podcast with Wanda Pearson, and I have a special guest. But before I do that, I want to tell you who my sponsor is. This episode is powered by Be Seen Social Media, the marketing secret behind Wanda Pearson's standout online presence.
Stop it.
What?
It's a podcast takeover.
All right. Oh, my God. I'm not used to this takeover here.
Yeah. Welcome to the Ready, Set, Collaborate podcast with Wanda Pearson. Only today, Wanda is going to be interviewed by me, her sponsor.
Yeah.
Wanda Pearson is a seasoned entrepreneur. She's a business consultant, a coach, and an author. She's founder of W.D. Pearson Associates, which is a firm dedicated to empowering and educating small businesses and entrepreneurs through coaching, legal consulting, and strategic planning. With over 36 years of experience in marketing and sales at IBM, coupled with a background in social work and women's counseling, Wanda brings a unique blend of corporate expertise and compassionate guidance to her clients. She is also a long-standing independent associate director with Legal Shield, 27 years, advocating for affordable legal protection for families and businesses. Beyond her consulting work, Wanda is a published author of several books, including God's Grace Through the Fire, Audacity to Shine, and The Impact of One Voice. She's working on her fourth book, Forgiveness, Walking Through Freedom and God's Grace. She actively engages with her community through speaking engagements, a podcast, and a book club, all aimed at inspiring personal and professional growth. Wanda's commitment to service extends to her personal life, where she takes pride in her roles as a wife, mother, and grandmother. And you can check the show notes for all the great details about Wanda. So, Wanda, I'm going to interview you today.
Yeah. It's nice to be on the other end. So thank you, Diane.
You are so welcome. Hey, let's just get into the questions because, we had a nice bio there. But let's talk about how you got here. I know, because I read your book, that you survived childhood trauma that could have hardened you, but instead you became a social worker of all things, serving, an author, and a coach. How did God take what hurt you and turn it into something that heals others?
Wow, that was something. It was all God, I tell you. I truly believe that God never wastes our pain. He repurposes it, right? But my childhood trauma could have left me bitter, but God used it to build compassion and resilience in me. As a social worker, I saw firsthand how pain can paralyze people. And I know that because I've seen it many times. But with faith, healing, and forgiveness, it can also propel you forward. That's why I created my PACE method, which is PACE, protect, align, create, and elevate. It's a roadmap God gave me to turn pain into purpose. I help others protect their peace and purpose, align their lives with God's vision, create new possibilities through faith and strategy, and elevate into the leader they were meant to be. My coaching isn't just about business. It's about becoming whole so you can build from a healed place. That's why. That's how I started doing what I'm doing.
Wow, that's really something. And you're known for using your business to serve people on a deep level. How do you, through coaching, your legal protection work, and your books, how does all of that allow you to serve people in a way that feels like ministry?
For me, business is ministry. It's how I serve and uplift others every single day. I mentor in the middle schools. I go to networking events. Through my business, our business Legal Shield, I help families and small business owners protect what matters most. And that's really what got me into doing more of my ministry, the business part, because you can't walk in purpose if you can't constantly fighting legal or financial battles, right? So through my coaching, I help people to heal emotionally, align spiritually, and thrive professionally. So my books, God's Grace Through the Fire and Forgiveness, Walking in Freedom Through God's Grace, are my testimony in print. I put that in print. I tell people that you can survive, you can get through the different fear that stops you from being able to move forward. So they show others that you can rise from anything when God lets grace lead the way. Whether I'm helping someone write their will or start a business or release a wound they carry for years, I'm doing kingdom's work. That's ministry to me. And meeting people where they are and helping them arise. I actually did this even in corporate, Diane, with IBM. I was actually the social worker. People will come to me and ask me for help. So that is what God kept me alive to do what I love doing most, helping people. Does that make sense?
No, it sure does. And it so aligns. You talked about your award-winning book, God's Grace Through the Fire, and I know forgiveness is coming out. What breakthrough do readers or coaching clients experience when they move from holding on to pain to actively choosing forgiveness?
The biggest breakthrough is freedom. And it took me a long time to learn that because I really didn't know as I was growing up about forgiveness. All I had was anger and fear. So when people finally let go of what hurt them, their spirits lift. That's when you be blessed. And suddenly new doors open. That's when I was blessed. When I actually forgave the ones who hurt me, that's when God just opened up the doors because that's what he was waiting for me to release it. So I've seen clients go from stuck to soaring. They rediscover joy, clarity, and creativity because their heart is no longer weighed down. We can be weighed down from the smallest things as far as the hurt, the anger, the fear, the frustration, all of those F words, right? And when you let freedom come into you, to your life, man, it's just like it's peace of mind. So forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, because I don't forget. It means releasing. When you forgive, you're not excusing the pain. You're exchanging it for peace. And that's what peace is about. That's what forgiveness is about. Walking in freedom through God's grace is about. It's the bridge from pain to purpose. It's what I teach in my coaching program too. When you heal the hurt, you free the mind, and that's when the success begins.
Wow, that's really something. And I'm a business owner myself, and I deal with a lot of other small businesses. And I know a lot of times the emotional blocks can affect their business. So entrepreneurs might think they need a new marketing strategy. Let's say they just can't grow their sales. They think, I just need a new marketing strategy. But what they might really need is emotional healing. How does lack of forgiveness show up as a business block?
Wow, that's a powerful question because I see it all the time. I see business owners get frustrated and aggravated, and then it's like a competition among some business owners. Unforgiveness creates fear, doubt, and the decision. So when that fear sets in, that's when you kind of get blocked as far as doing what God meant for you to be successful, right? So when you're holding on to past hurt, it clouds your vision. You start playing small, second guessing your worth, or sabotaging your next level. That is what's important. So releasing that, it helps you to grow and to move on to the next step. So in my PACE method, we don't just talk about strategy. We address the soul work. That's SOUL work. Because when you heal internally, your business flows externally. Does that make sense? I'm gonna say that again. So when you heal internally, your business flows externally. So externally, that means bringing in that your blessings, bringing in that business, growing. So once my clients release resentment and forgive, they start to attracting better clients, making bolder moves, and walking in divine confidence. Healing is a secret behind strategy no one talks about, but it changes everything. Does that make sense, Diane?
It does. And I've lived long enough to really see it. I feel like I now have a place to send people. And I'll have to talk to you later about how do I say there's something holding you back here because your marketing should be working. So something's breaking down over there.
Yes.
You can help me get them to you. I know, Wanda, that this really is your calling and you could be relaxing. You could have been relaxing in retirement some time ago, but you chose to coach, to write books, to build a community and serve. What told you that this isn't a career? It's a calling.
When I actually retired, and I said retired because my daughters didn't feel like I was still young and I didn't have the age, but because I have the old pension plans, I knew I wanted to do more. And I talked to my financial advisor and I talked to my daughter on the way home. I said, what do I do now? And it was just like, she said, Mommy, you can counsel people. So I said, you know what? That's a good idea. So When I did that, and then also going back to my story, one of my clients called me and she said, Wanda, God told me to call you. I said, what did he say? He wanted he wanted you to be part of my book. And the book was Audacity to Shine. When the title alone, Diane, it was just like, wow, that's really amazing. But also with that, so with every book I write, every coaching sessions I lead, every event I speak at, it's about helping someone see that their story isn't over. My story wasn't over. And I'm going to tell you, I said, I would never write a book. I would never do a podcast. I would never speak. Everything, and I would never do webinars. I would never do a seminar. Everything that I said I would never do. And that was actually my second chapter in my second book, Impact of One Voice collaboration book. Never say never because God has a plan for you. He always has a plan for you because you are not done yet. So I've walked through the fire, but I came out refined, not defined. You hear that? Refined, not defined. And now I'm here to help others do the same, to walk in grace, stand in confidence, and lead in purpose. And I really have to say this, the reason why I got into doing what I'm doing. My father, he was a high level salesperson. He was sick. So when I retired, I went to visit him. I'm from Chicago, and he was in the nursing home where he had dementia, but he remembered things there. So I was able to see him. And before I got home, he died. That was my heart. So I went into a depression and I knew I had to do more. And my husband said, Wanda, you got a business. And that's when I started doing Legal Shield, networking, writing. So all of the things that I'm doing now, it did not stop me from doing what I'm doing. So yeah, I may retire, but I have not retired.
Yes, I love that. And so for people that are listening and maybe they're feeling stuck, they don't know that there's more out for them. What's the first step that you can take working with them to begin releasing what's holding them back?
The first step is to release the fear. But that's what holds us back a lot of times, fear. Having them to talk to me, call me, set up a consult, let's talk and see how we can help each other. How I can help you to release that fear and to move forward, to be able to let God's blessings come into you. Because it's something, whatever's holding you back, let's talk about what is holding you back and something that's deep down that actually that happened to me deep down inside. I did not release. Once you release that fear and doubt and let the faith and inspiration and success come into your life, this is why I actually will help you get to that point there. So it's just about releasing and letting go and being free, being at peace to be able to move forward to be what God already destined you to be.
Oh, I love that. How empowering and inspiring. So, if you felt empowered and inspired like I did with this interview with Wanda, go ahead, check out the show notes. You'll see her website in there. And make sure you subscribe. If you like this and you know of someone else who might enjoy listening to it too, share. Let's give back to Wanda, who's been given now for 2 years with her
Yeah.
podcast. And I'm so excited that I've been able to listen to everyone.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Diane. And definitely, this is my second year anniversary of having my podcast. But also, this episode is great because it's actually leading into my book that's going to be coming out, Forgiveness, Walking in Freedom Through God's Grace. So I wanted to do something, me and Diane wanted to do. And she did a takeover on me. I didn't know she was going to do that. But I wanted to do something to really bring it out here because there's so many people that are suffering from holding back for unforgiveness. So this is why my book I wanted to bring out because it's actually a lesson learned as far as even going through the journey, how you can forgive to be successful, to let freedom, not fear, take over. But thank you so much, Diane. I appreciate it.
The best takeover I ever had.
Yes, thank you. So if you're inspired by this episode, make sure you reach out to me, but also reach out to my sponsor, Diane Freeman, and it's going to be in the show notes. If you want your social media working overtime, this is the lady to talk to. So BC Social has your back. Don't miss her free bio optimizer guide, crafting for business owners who want to stand out fast. Get set up in seconds at besocialmedia.com. That's BEE.socialmedia.com. And it will be in the show notes. So once again, Diane, thank you for having me here and I'm sorry, I am being your guest.
I have a podcast today.
Yes, you are. So thank you so much. Make sure you all subscribe. Please subscribe on YouTube. Ready, Set, Collaborate with Wanda Pearson, WD Pearson Social. I have 3 channels. Just subscribe to all of them. And also subscribe to Diane B. Sing Social. So until next time, let's thrive. Let's be free. Let's let go of unforgiveness and let peace reign in your hearts. Thank you so much, Diane.
Thank you, Wanda.
That wraps up another episode of Ready, Set, Collaborate with Wanda Pearson. I hope you found inspiration and valuable insights to help you build meaningful connections and successful collaborations. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, share, and stay tuned for more great discussions. Until next time, keep collaborating and making an impact.